Welcome back to the Nutrition Made Simple podcast. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach when working with clients. I'm your host, Nicole Coyne, registered dietitian and founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring. I'm also the author of The Healthy Kids Cookbook, 100% kid-approved recipes the entire family will love. You can find it on Amazon. In this podcast, we will be teaching you how to take one step at a time to become the healthiest version of yourself. Today's guest on the podcast is one of our members at Healthy Steps Nutrition and CrossFit HSN, Kristin Streit. She was actually the 2020 Healthy Steps Nutrition Award winner. Every year, we give out awards to members who've gone above and beyond. The Healthy Steps Nutrition Award is given to someone who is a role model, who is welcoming and kind, someone who you would want to meet when you nervously walk into a CrossFit gym for the first time. That is Kristin. She's been a member since 2018, and I couldn't imagine the gym without her. Here's the deal. She's a busy mom, teacher, wife, cook, friend. Goodness, so many different things. And now I think she would consider herself a CrossFitter. She is definitely drinking the Kool-Aid. She is one of the busiest people I know, but she makes her nutrition and her fitness a priority. In this episode, we talk about why she does that and how she does it. If you are like most of us, you are juggling all the things. Maybe it's time you take a minute to look at your priority list. What do you need to push away to make time for the things that are going to help you become the best version of yourself? Let me ask that question again. What do you need to push away to make time for the things that are going to help you become the best version of yourself? We all have only 24 hours in the day, but how you use that time is what determines your life and your destiny. We will get to this episode with Kristin right after this message. Are you loving this podcast? Please take a screenshot and share it on your social. Don't forget to tag me at Nicole_RD_HSN and at Healthy Steps Nutrition. Our mission at Healthy Steps Nutrition is to empower people to take control of their health one step at a time. You never know who might need to hear a few words of encouragement and these simple, actionable steps to take control of their health. In fact, I don't even know. Last week, someone at church walked up to me and said, "Nicole, I love your podcast. I listen to it every week at work. Shayla had shared it one day on her social media, and I started listening to it ever since. Thank you so much for these simple and actionable tips." Well, that is the goal, and you never know who you could inspire when you share this podcast. Also, please don't forget to write us a review. This goes a long way to help us reach more people. All right, enjoy this episode with Kristin. Kristin Streit, welcome to the Nutrition Made Simple podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited.
I'm so excited. You are, I can't say that we can have favorites, but you are like one of the core people at Healthy Steps Nutrition. Like, I'm so confident whenever you're there, everyone feels welcome. Everyone feels supported. You're just such an amazing human all around, and I'm excited to share your story today.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
All right, let's dive in. So you joined CrossFit HSN after your husband. Why did you join the gym?
Okay, so my husband started at Healthy Steps Nutrition with the New You Challenge, and he came home one day with a folder and said, "I need your help." And I started looking through the folder, and I was like, "Listen, we got this. We got this." So I started helping him meal prep and plan and do all kinds of that stuff from the very beginning. And then he started doing CrossFit, and he started telling me, you have to come. You'll love everybody. You'll think it's amazing. And I kept telling him no. And for almost 2 years, I think I kept telling him no. And I was kind of looking for a different path in my career. And there happened to be another teacher there. And he said, "Well, you need to come and talk to her," which is how he got me slid in the door. So just come by, just come talk to her for a few minutes. And then I went in and started talking to her, and I started talking to everybody else. And the rest was history. So
I love it. It's funny. Your testimonial video on the website's actually one of my favorite. I didn't need any more friends.
I didn't. And I kept telling him that for 2 years that I don't need, he kept trying to tell me, you'll love it. You'll meet all kinds of new friends. And I kept telling him, I don't need any more friends. I don't need new friends. Like that was one of his selling points to me. And now looking back, like he was so right. Like look at all the friends that I have now that I didn't have before, which is awesome.
That you talk to every single day. You guys have a girls running club. Boys are not invited. And you guys just have a great time.
It's so much fun.
Like you're just a core part of the community. So I love that Scott asked you for help in the kitchen because you are the main chef in the kitchen with all the prepping and portioning. And, I think one of the things that has made him so successful and you is the nutrition component. Let's talk about that. Why do you prioritize nutrition?
So we have a very busy schedule. I'm a teacher and, I'm up at 5:00 in the morning, getting home, middle of the afternoon. And with CrossFit, I usually come home in the afternoon and then go to the gym and don't get home until dinner time. So for us, our schedule is jam-packed daily. And we also have 2 kids. So we're running from one thing to the next, week after week after week. And for us, it's important to make nutrition a priority for the health benefits, of course, but also because we don't have time. We don't have time during the week to cook meals and do all kinds of things. We do take time on the weekends to cook more complex things that when we want to grill and we want to do things like that, we take time on the weekend, but we meal prep on the weekend to make our week easier because we just don't have the time to do that.
It saves you so much time if you can invest a little bit of time, but you have like a system now. You have a structure of how you meal prep. I mean, you are very organized and you
try to be.
You love your routines. What are some of the staple recipes that you guys make on a weekly basis?
So we kind of like rotate through, like we try to pick some different things each week, but your egg roll in a bowl recipe is something that we make a lot.
Yep.
Just because it's so easy and so few ingredients. We can do that on the stove top and we can do something else in the crock pot all at the same time and kind of like knock it all out. We do the pulled chicken.
Yep.
We do the barbecue chicken. We've done the chicken chili. We do a lot of those on a regular so that we can rotate through. We're not doing everything in the crock pot every single day, or we're doing, stovetop stuff. We can kind of do it all at the same time and kind of alternate through. We really like the Amish oatmeal.
Oh, that's a good one too.
That's a good one. And we like the protein waffles.
Oh, those are good.
So all of those things we try to do on a regular.
We're going to link those recipes in the show notes. So if people are like, I need to know what Kristin meal preps, you can easily find it if you click the link in the show notes. So you prioritize nutrition. It's really helped Scott transform his body. You are in better shape than ever. You're the number 1 on the leaderboard at our gym on a very regular basis. I cannot keep up with you. And it's a great competition that we have. And it's really fun. But the cool thing is these healthy eating habits have trickled down to the kids.
Yeah. So, my daughter, I know we were talking earlier about, when the whole pandemic happened, we were working out from home and my daughter started working out with us because she thought it was like the most amazing thing possible. So she was working out with us in the gym, or our home gym, every single day. And she started cooking with us a little bit here and there, and it's kind of trickled down to where she's learning to cook more and more things and wanting to try more foods, becoming a little bit more inspired by the stuff that we're making, the things that we're doing, and she's kind of working on it on her own. My son's a little bit more of a challenge, but he too, we kind of use a little bit of a reward system with him, and he's actually branching out a little bit too, which has been really nice.
That's amazing. Cool thing, your daughter's actually in the Healthy Steps Nutrition Kids cookbook.
She is. She is, and was not very fond of trying Nicole's recipes at that point, but we've turned a corner.
Hey, she did actually try them for the photo shoot. Fun fact. So Emmy was exercising with you guys, and she was just following. I mean, kids mirror what their parents do. And the fact that you guys prioritize nutrition and exercise and health has trickled down to her, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, she's been inspired to try some dance, some different sports activities, dance and soccer. My son's actually going to start some flag football, which is good. But when she can, she will take her little yoga mat and go out into the garage, and she says she's going to go do some jump roping and lift some weights and things like that because she sees us do it all the time, and it's part of what we do every day.
I love that. You mentioned this before, like you guys are super busy. How do you stay so consistent with the gym? Like, what's your trick for staying consistent? Like, we all can say and fill up our schedules with so many different things.
Yeah, that's easy. That's
what
easy.
do you do to ensure you're staying on track with the fitness side of things?
Okay, so each week, my husband and I both do CrossFit, but the way that we schedule our week really starts our routine and scheduling. So we are at the point now where we have 2 children that can't come to the gym with us every single time, and it's better for our own mental health to kind of leave them at home and kind of have our own time. So we kind of alternate. Right now, he's going to the gym first thing in the morning, and I'm going in the afternoon so that we can both make it there as much as possible. But starting on Sunday, we kind of check our calendar and say, okay, what's your schedule like for the week? What do you have going on? I'm signing up for XYZ. I'm signing up for XYZ, and make sure we do that. We have certain days that each of us go, so that's kind of like our regular. But then every once in a while, there'll be something that throws off, but we make sure that, okay, well, if you're going today, then I'll go the next day. And we make sure that we cross-check schedules to make sure that we each get our time in that we want during the week. But I really, after class on Saturday, I sit down with my little calendar and I go through and I sign up for all my classes for the week so that I know I'm getting those days in each week. If I can't make it to the gym for whatever reason, I'm lucky enough that I do have a home gym and I'm able to do some things at home, which I know that I'm lucky, but I try to stick to the same patterns every single week so that I'm not all over the place. So I know that I'm going to the gym on Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to run on Wednesday. I'm taking the day off on Thursday. I'm running on Friday, and I'll be back at the gym on Saturday. So I know that I have like a set schedule every single week, and my husband as well, same thing.
I think it's so important that you guys support each other. Like, you work together to make sure that each other has their own time in the gym, not only, to get the fitness in, but it trickles down to so many other things. I know the first week of school for you was absolutely crazy. You took a new role at the school after this is year 18. You've been a teacher?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Really,
but it was busy. It was a very, very busy week, and it was hard. Like, those first couple of weeks were really hard, but we tried really hard to make time so that I was able to get some in, not as much as maybe I would have liked. But, when I look back, I was actually running with some friends on Sunday, and I was looking back and saying, I'm beating myself up because I didn't make Wednesday last week. And I didn't make Wednesday this week either. But looking back, I had open house for both kids. I had open house for myself, but I still worked out 5 days that week. So I can't beat myself up too much.
You're doing amazing. Like, you are the most consistent person in the gym that we have.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. You and your husband, I think 2 years ago, he won the most workouts logged in a year. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Like, you guys are so consistent. It comes down to scheduling and making it a priority and knowing like, hey, I'm going to exercise because it'll help me reach my fitness goals. But more importantly, it's going to help with energy and sleep and being the best version of myself.
100%. Absolutely.
What would you say to someone considering CrossFit anywhere? Like, it took you 2 years of your husband trying to convince you to come. What would you say to someone who's like, I've heard CrossFit a million times. These people drink the Kool-Aid. They're crazy. What would you say?
Well, the first thing I think would be not to be intimidated. And not to be afraid, because I think that was my biggest thing. Like, I was so intimidated by the thought of CrossFit that I immediately said no, because it just seemed way overwhelming and way too much. What I've learned is it's available for everyone. So CrossFit and the community is all different levels. It's not what everybody thinks it is. And, I keep thinking like, I should probably get my mom in there. I should probably get my dad in there. Because it's scalable for everybody, and you can reach beyond, there's such a range, and there really is a support system that you never knew you needed.
It's interesting because people say like, oh, the community is what makes, my gym different. But like, you don't understand what the community is until you are in the community.
Right. Absolutely. You want to say that it's not a community until you get into it and you're like, oh, this is what they're all talking about now. Now I get it.
Absolutely. I love that you said don't be intimidated. It's probably impossible to say like, okay, it is a big step, and you have to get outside your comfort zone. The interesting thing is, Kristin, you were in really good shape before. Like you went to the gym consistently.
I did. It was just different kinds of working out. Like this wasn't the style of working out at all. But even when I started, I couldn't do a pull-up.
Now you're doing 1 million pull-ups every single day and chest to bar pull-ups, and you got muscle ups. And
it's crazy to see how much your body can evolve when you have the support and the push from other people.
Definitely the push. And really, I think sometimes you get intimidated because you think you're competing against other people, and you put a good score up, and I'm definitely trying to get it, but I'm really at the end of the day competing with myself.
Absolutely. I think the same thing. I worked out before. I went to the gym on a regular basis, but this was different. And now once you get started, it's like, okay, well, I could only do 3 pull-ups in a row. Now I can do 5 pull-ups in a row. Now I can do 10 pull-ups in a row. And there's that constant push to better yourself, mentally, physically, emotionally too. I think it helps all of that.
Absolutely. And, you meet people that you connect with and you hang outside of the gym with as well. And you actually, we mentioned the running club earlier, but you have organized, I don't know if it was only you, but I can imagine you were the ringleader of this, organized and recruited people to do a half marathon.
That is true. We were running every week and we said, you know what, we're doing this and we feel really good. We should do this for a purpose, and said, okay, let's do our craziest goal that we could think of was doing a half marathon. And it finally came through that there was going to be an in-person race. We said, let's do it. And then a few more people trickled in, and then a few more people trickled in. So now we have a whole group of people that are doing it, which is awesome.
You guys are going to have so much fun, and you do such a good job bringing the community together. I can't even list the amount of things that you have done to support all of the members. And I'm just so, so grateful for you.
Thank you.
Any final thoughts as we wrap up the podcast? I mean, I think the whole goal today is, helping to understand busy moms, people that work. You can make yourself and your health a priority. And it's so important not only for you, but for your kids to see that too.
One of the things, I thought about well, what do I want to share coming into today? And I think the one thing is to be consistent. So go to the grocery store the same time every week. Meal prep the same day every week. Come up with your grocery list the same day every week, and get everybody involved. And don't be afraid to put things on the back burner because you need to put yourself first. So for example, have there been weekends where my husband's like, let's go away and let's do this? And I feel better planned and prepared for myself and for my work week if I'm put together. And if we're out gallivanting on the day that I'm supposed to be doing my meal prep and everything else, I don't feel good starting my week. And I know that's not for everybody, but the point being that if you make it most of the time to be a priority, then you'll feel better prepared for your week coming up. And the same thing, as a teacher, by planning and preparing, I feel better at school. I'm not wandering into school every day with no lunch and feeling like crap when I get there. I know that I have my lunch ready. I know that I have my snacks prepared. I know that I have everything I need to make the best version of myself while I'm doing my job too. So,
and it's important because your energy levels when you are eating balanced meals are going to be so much better and higher to be the best version of yourself for the kids too. So,
Absolutely.
You're feeling better. And the cool thing is, you're prepping your lunches the night before, but the kids are also involved with prepping their lunches too.
Yeah. We, at night, the night before, we make sure that we have our lunch boxes out and ready to go. I tell each of the kids to pick a fruit, pick a vegetable, and maybe pick one other thing that they want in their lunch box for the day. My daughter just discovered a new love for cashews. So that's been something that we've been adding to our lunch box. And, she also heard from her pediatrician that she needs to make sure she adds calcium to her diet. So now adding cheese is something that she wants to do. So I bought a variety of different things. She's picking out some of those things that she wants in her lunchbox. And the same thing for my son. Make sure you have 1 or 2 things that you want in your lunchbox. And then in the morning, what I try to do is have everything in the lunchbox ready to go. They have to get the ice packs and everything ready, and then they zip it up and they're ready to go because they're kind of taking responsibility for themselves also, teaching them a little bit of responsibility.
I think that's awesome. So they're involved with making their lunches and it's balanced. As a teacher, let's just talk about this for 1 second.
Oh God. I know where you're going with this.
As a teacher, when you have your kids that are having balanced lunches versus kids that have fruit roll-ups, juice, Capri Suns, chips, and all these other things, what's the difference in behavior with the kids that have balanced lunches versus a lunch box of sugar?
Let me just tell you something. I can't tell you the number of times I see the kids open up their lunchbox and I look inside and I just think like, what is that? Where you look in and you don't see any fresh fruit, no vegetable, nothing in there that's like whole food to actually nourish their body through the course of the day. And it's a bunch of like processed bags. I know it's easy to put the bag stuff into the lunchbox, but it's terrible. Like I feel it's bad because I feel like, and I know I put the ice packs in there and I prep the little containers and I do that. I know it's hard for people to do, but they need it. They need it. And yes, in the course of a day, when they're eating countless numbers of processed things, it adds up by the time 2:00 rolls around.
You know, it's interesting because there's so many parents that are like tricked because on those packages on the front, it says high source of protein, high source of fiber, you know, whole grains. And then you look on the back and it's loaded with sugar. Yet most people don't look on the back to realize, okay, I can't be tricked by the big, bold, healthy claim on the front of this package.
And it looks easy. I think that's the thing too, is like, it looks easy, but at the same time, if you're taking the time on a Sunday to go through, you can do the same thing by prepping your own little bags of things. I know you are a big proponent of the vegetables in the bags. You can do that on a Sunday and just make a bunch of bags for the entire week. And then that way it's prepped and in the refrigerator. The kids can grab one to put in their lunchbox each day. You know, it's same thing, little oranges. You could even peel the oranges and put them in like little bags. The kid can grab the bag of oranges to put in their lunchbox. Same thing with grapes and fruits and things like that. They can already be set and ready to go, and they can still be involved in making lunch. And it's still an easy prep thing for the week.
They can even be involved with putting the grapes in the bag almost at any age. Like doesn't require any knife skills or cutting or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most parents don't realize how what they give them for lunch, how it affects their academics as well, which is a really important piece of the puzzle. Like I think every parent wants their kid to do well in school, but it goes so much deeper than that. You know, you can never start healthy habits early enough, like getting your kids involved in the kitchen, helping them understand what healthy looks like and getting them in good routines. Because if you don't, what happens, and we see these kids all the time, they come in with fatty livers, pre-diabetic, and so many health issues that could have been prevented if we invested the time into creating these healthy habits at a younger age.
Right. They just don't know, you know, and it's your job to teach them.
And sometimes parents don't know, which is why it's important to hire someone to help you and be that third party for sure. I'm going to link a couple episodes with kids nutrition below this episode in the show notes. So click the link in the show notes. You can listen to all of the kids nutrition episodes that we have available. Kristin, thank you so much for being such an amazing member at CrossFit HSN and Healthy Steps Nutrition. Thank you for helping everyone feel so welcome and being such a great role model of what consistency and hard work does. I mean, you've transformed your health and your life and your body, and you've just empowered so many other people and inspired so many people in our community. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
I hope you enjoyed that episode with Kristin. After we got done recording, she said, Nicole, I should have said one thing. My nutrition and my fitness is not perfect, but I know if I go into the week having a plan, I'm going to be so much more consistent than if I didn't. The truth is, Kristin doesn't follow strict macros. She doesn't weigh and measure all of her food. In fact, she does something so simple. She follows the plate method. When prepping her meals for the week, she makes sure that she has protein, vegetables, and a starch. She consistently follows the plate method without having to deal with the stress of measuring and weighing everything out. Eating healthy doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it's more about being consistent than precise. One actionable step that you can take after listening to this podcast is sit down and write out a plan for the week. Schedule in your exercise like it's the most important meeting of the day, because it is. It's a meeting for you to become the best version of yourself so that you're better for work, for your kids, for your spouse, you have more energy, you sleep better. The benefits go on and on with exercising consistently. If you are like Kristin and intimidated by the idea of CrossFit, please note that we were all there. It took one of my best friends, Ashley, over a year to convince me to try it. Man, and I am so grateful that she did. I met my husband at a CrossFit gym, and because of CrossFit, I've had the opportunity to help over 30,000 people around the world make health a way of life through Healthy Steps Nutrition. You have to take that first step, and it could be the best decision and definitely the best investment in yourself. I promise you won't regret it. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss another episode. We'll see you back here next week where we're talking all about nutrition and family tips to stay on track with kids with our dietitian, Amanda Haar. See you there.